poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great, and even the ones behind the scenes, I see you too. So hey, look, check this out. This gonna be something real short and sweet, depending on where it go. But the title of this video is gonna be on the fact that a lot of human beings have the ability to use their own human magic as they discovered it in their life to paint their life the way they want to, right? But oftentimes, because these people use it in a way where it's fueled by their darkness, meaning they will use it to predict people's downfall in order to obtain a certain way they see their life, right? So say if someone has been using certain magic, because people don't realize how words have power, what people say behind your back has power, the straight faces that people have when they know how to control their emotions, but the spirit that don't like you, you know what I'm saying, can have the ability to predict your life in a, you know what I'm saying, prideful, egotistical way, to where you start to try to figure out why your life is taking a downward spiral. That's because you tick someone's spirit off, but in your face they make it seem like they would what you want, you know what I'm saying, but in reality your life is taking a downward spiral. Like, I truly believe, because as human beings, especially women, we weren't taught how to use that part of ourselves unless someone had the power to control it, you know what I'm saying? So if you are a woman who had some sort of mystic gift about yourself, you were taught to keep it in the dark, or else someone will get control of it. And if someone gets control of it and, you know what I'm saying, put you in a dark energy about who you are, you use it in a way where you make it work for you, but it's everybody else's downfall. It doesn't matter if they blood or they not, you feel me, they related to you or they not, they your friends, whatever, you feel me. Spiritually, the mission that you signed up for is to make everybody else's life a living hell while you keep going in your own life. That's why a lot of times, sometimes people will have connections with people and then never see them again, because deep down inside, these people know that they're dark, you know what I'm saying, and they know that they have the ability to come in contact with people and basically predict their life in a way that may not be beneficial if connected to them for too long. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that the hard way. And it was crazy, because when you're someone who loves hard, you also have the same giftedness that they have. But you use yours to help other people get ahead. You know what I'm saying? As whereas they use theirs to help themselves get ahead. You know what I'm saying? But they play in your face as if they're helping you, when in reality, it's all about your perception and how you take it. But that does not diminish your ability to be tapped in to your giftedness, to figure out how to make it work for your life. It's just a lot of people don't know how to tap into that, especially if it's not something that is taught on how to be able to use it. I think now we're turning a new leaf in the world, and it's going to be more parents or more humans in general that teach their kids how to use that aspect of themselves. You know what I'm saying? Which means you got to heal yourself and love yourself enough to not be, you know what I'm saying, thrown off by what other people got to say about your own life. And you'll figure out how to use more of what you're gifted at to make it work for you, instead of using it against people to get ahead. Because in reality, what you're doing is turning yourself really, really dark, and anyone that comes into contact with you, because you play nice to get what you want, eventually they'll see the dark side of you. And what happens is you'll zap out, you feel me, your ability to manifest what you want in your life, because you're not using it to, you know what I'm saying, empower yourself. You're using it to downgrade others, and then using it in like a spiteful type of way for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think the most hurtful part about finally coming into who you are and realizing that you have the ability to do that is that the people closest to you also had the ability to do it too, but they didn't allow you to figure out how to use yours because they didn't want you to manifest outside of what they had you in, the box they had you in, because you got to think about it like this. A lot of them want you to keep that manifestation power inside the circle. You know what I'm saying? Even if the circle do you wrong. But if you figure out how to get out and break free and use your manifestation powers into creating your own reality, if they didn't help you do that and they moved in darkness, they won't be as powerful as you. And now they'll feel some type of way. And listen, envy and hatred doesn't have no face. It's just someone that figures out how to use their abilities more than someone else. You feel me? Especially if they knew you would have the ability to create a life for yourself outside of what they had set out for you, and they know you were going to be strong in doing it. Their whole reality is based off making sure you never figure out your own power, and they make it work for them. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever wondered why a person's life was always good and yours was always shitty, and anytime you did something good, they never congratulated you, but when you was doing bad, they wanted you to call them for help? So they can fake like they was going to help you and not help you, and then you keep going down? That's because they were using your power to survive in their own reality and while watching you struggle. That's why you got to move in silence when you start to realize who you are, because a lot of people have been using other people's manifestation power to live a good life while these people struggled and went through it. You know what I'm saying? And only helped them when it was beneficial for them. But when you became too weak and they couldn't use you anymore, you know what I'm saying? They down talked you, not realizing a lot of times that's God's favor to make you so weak to where the people that have been using you can't use you no more. Then you're left to figure out your own power by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then you make it work for you in creating the reality that you want for yourself instead of letting people down talk you so that they can have a good life. And I done been in it so many times. It's only like a handful of times where I have done good for myself. But there is a lot more times where I've done bad and I didn't have anybody to reach out to. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that I did, they were like playing push and pull with me, tug of war. I'm only going to help you this little bit, and then when I get what I want, I'm going to dump you on your ass again. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that you actually have the ability to manifest your own life, but as long as I'm tailored to you and I'm using mine for darkness, you won't even never know. And sometimes it be the people connected right up under your nose that you have to disconnect them from them to be able to see your own worth, so you can use your manifestation skills to make your own life a reality. And they gonna hate it, you know what I'm saying? Because their mission was designed to suck from you so that they can live a good life and you can struggle. And sometimes when they see the tide turning and life is working out for you and it's not working out for them, if you don't talk to them, they will spread all type of lies behind your back. Spiritually, they won't like you because your life is going good and theirs is not. Even when your life was going decent and theirs was going better and you still never hated on them, that's exactly what they need to fill their ego. You know what I'm saying? All of us have some type of manifestation power. It's just, are you going to do the work that you need to do to be able to zone in on it entirely? You know what I'm saying? People be envious and jealous of you when they always seen your power, but that you start to finally realize it for yourself and you start to actually make it work for you. Their only way of making it work for them was your downfall. You know what I'm saying? You being on substances, you being a weak link, you not having it together, you feel me, not being a good parent. All those struggles was the ability for them to live a good life while you was living a bad one. And they held on to you just enough to be able to drain you. You know what I'm saying? So they could live a good life. Listen, when I start to think back on my life and think about all the things that people were doing while I was struggling or suffering, I look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, the only reason why you was moving like that is because you was using my energy. Because without it, you don't have nobody's energy to use. And you have to sit with yourself. And you might not be able to manifest like that because you're really someone who's dark in the inside. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, manifestation comes from your spirit. So you gotta have you gotta have a good spirit to be able to form connections with people and talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And make it work not only for yourself but for them as well. You know, but it's been so undercover for so long. So I just be thinking about how these people were strong enough to use their manifestation power in a black magic type of way to hope on your downfall. But when you need help, they won't use it to go against, you know what I'm saying, the powers that be to help you, which is sad, because now you know how to use yours and they are in competition, so they won't help you out like how they would help themselves out. Like, for instance, I know people that have bend the rules and break the rules for themselves. But when you get in a predicament or in a situation where you're struggling, all of a sudden they act like they can't do that. When you know you've seen them bend the rules and break the rules for themselves to get ahead, but they can't help you out, you know what I'm saying? Listen, it leave you in the black ditch in your mind. You be like, you know what, fuck that shit. I'm going to use my power for myself. And then when they start to see how now they may need help and they need you to help them and you don't want to help, they get upset. But see, the thing is, when I was going through what I was going through and niggas was studying, you feel me, my life and paying attention to what I was doing, you spiritually was hoping I failed. You know what I'm saying? And so now that you're in a rough predicament, you need that energy source to be able to become stronger in your manifestation powers. If you don't know who you are, you don't know how to use them authentically. You use them only by siphoning other people's power. So you may pretend like you friends with somebody. You may pretend like you love somebody. You may even pretend like you cool with somebody. But that's just to keep you connected so that they can siphon from you. You feel me? And listen, it goes all the way up the line until somebody stops it. You know, I don't feel bad for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to truly manifest because you've been using it in a dark way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of truly using it to not only help yourself grow, but help others grow as well. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'ma bend the rules. I'm you feel me, break the board when I see somebody else struggling and then I'm struggling too. That's how you get stronger. You feel me? And I'm not doing it for no pat on the back. I'm doing it because I know the struggle. I know what it's like to suffer and go through it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to use mine to help somebody else out even though I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to put that person down and then step on them to get ahead. I'm going to be thinking about that forever. That's going to haunt me to know that I shitted on somebody else to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? And we both was doing bad. That's crazy to me. But it's reality when you see people closest to you you were only beneficial to them when you were doing bad and they was doing better than you. The moment you start getting it together mentally and they're sinking and you can identify the areas where they've used the magic and you can point it out now, they'll disown you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're no longer beneficial to them because you won't let them know all your secrets because you caught on to their secrets now. You know what I'm saying? So now they need to go find another weak vessel to be able to siphon from that's still caught up in the illusion. And they'll help them out. They'll give them everything. The shirt off their back, the last couple dollars they got, because why? They're always going to come running back to them. But when you understand the game in manifestation and you now realize your own power, you can understand the defaults in theirs. So that's why you didn't want to help me every time I got down and out. Because you were actually understanding and realizing who I was. You know what I'm saying? And you stay around me for too long, everything will be exposed. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't want that. I didn't know that, but you did. You know what I'm saying? You helped me just enough to keep me afloat. But anytime I was doing good, you would sit there and just be quiet and be really spiritually attacking me like, I can't believe this person is doing good now. Because if they get too far ahead, they're going to realize what they can do. So spiritually attack them to make them lose everything they got so that they can be back down in the ditches and I can siphon from them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it get tricky once I realize how it really works. So I don't feel bad for nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you are having the ability to face your karma right now, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you shouldn't use your magic to downgrade and talk down on someone else to get ahead, because you can do it without doing that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the strongest asset right now. The ones that usually finish last are being put first, because we never operated in life by using what we had to downgrade on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I noticed in my life how everything I wanted, I got it. But I didn't know how to keep it. You know what I'm saying? I've been so determined. If I want something, I'm going to get it. And half, the majority of the time, I did. I got it. All of it. You feel me? But if you have people around you that see you leveling up and they know what they are, who they are too, they don't like that. So they intercept it. You know what I'm saying? By down talking you every time you get too high. You know what I'm saying? Because their darkness of how they manifest it is going to go down, and they going to have to sit in that, and they don't want to. You feel me? That's the disadvantages of dark and light, but both with magic. You know what I'm saying? And now the darkness is having the ability to realize how powerful they're not going to be in this world that's surviving off of light. You know what I'm saying? Your best bet would be to operate how a person of light operates. Figure out what program they own and operate like them, because now they got the juice. You had the juice when you was making everybody operate in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? But now they got the juice because they leading people to the lake and the people drinking. You know what I'm saying? So listen, opposites attract when the scales is tipped. You know? So realize and know and understand that I don't feel bad for nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's now my time to have to understand the bulk of why I had to suffer a lot in my life and get over the ability to stay in that, and now have the strength and wisdom to be able to not have to go through that again. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty and the magic of it. So don't let nobody trip you out. Don't let nobody psych you out. If a person always happy to see you doing bad, then I promise you, get away from them. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't happy for you doing good, that's because they using your energy in some way. You know what I'm saying? And when you try to see why they always doing good or learn the tricks that they using and they don't never want to tell you, it's because they get off on you doing bad. But they don't want to tell you that, but their spirit is showing you that in every way. The most powerful manifestation technique is to be able to operate in the language that's not said, which means you pay attention to body language, clues. People's spirits don't go away. It's just if you're so stuck in an illusion, you won't see it. You know what I'm saying? Keep a little mystery about yourself. That'll throw them off. You know what I'm saying? Don't be around people that always want to know about your life, but their life is a secret society. They're trying to get information. They don't care about you for real. And that could throw off your ability to manifest for your own life. It's now time for us to be able to manifest our own lives without being tied to toxic people. And we could all learn from each other if we figure out who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that siphon energy from other people, they all act the same. They all operate in a cult together. And they go after ones that have the ability to break out, and they just siphon information. Because if you get to really know their life for real, it ain't nothing too exciting. It's boring. Because they don't know who they are. They only copy other people. You know what I'm saying? So listen. Manifest in a good way. Use it to create your life in a way where you help other people. Don't hope somebody do bad so you could get ahead. Because I promise you, it's going to stop you right in your tracks. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.